Okay, we shall begin with the Kitzur, the Teichen Yonim. It's on the table in front of you guys. It's also posted. It's a few posts back. It's the one with the black border. That's what we're looking at now. That. There's a few Kitzurim there. You have the one of turn the page maybe. Vehodarto Pnei Zokein. So this is the Teichen Yonim, the content of the Maamar we just learned. The Mashakasim L'Kotetayre. The Alter Rebbe's explanation being in Mailas Chikas HaTayre B'Moich HaZikore. In the virtue, the Maila of having Torah engraved in one's mind, in one's memory. So what that means is, the Eibishter is constantly connected to him through Torah. However, so in order for that to happen, right, one has to know the entire Torah, Tayag Mitzvahs, the whole Torah as it addresses all Taryag mitzvahs, so that it embraces, Hashem is connected to all Taryag components, 613 components of the neshama. However, because of the difficult times, so the solution is yachkik to it. So a person should know by heart the entire Torah is a bit much to demand. So at least akaponim seder kochim, at least of all the 6 orders of the Mishnah, Seder Kodshim, seems he's talking about Mishnayos, not the various Masechtas, but Mishnayos. Hanikra Chochma, which the Pasuk refers to in his description, his 6 descriptions there. The word Chochma refers to Kodshim. The 6 descriptions correspond to the 6 Darim of the Mishnah. And here we're talking that Chochma is something that a person acquires, Ezel, Zokein, Misha Kona Chachma. So we're looking for the property of Chachma. Hence, we should learn Kodshim that's associated with Chachma, because that's associated with acquisition, which is the point here. The person should be Koine Torah. The Alter Rebbe adds, and learning Seder Kodshim atones for the sin of man. It could be, it means Pashat all the Gemaras too. So on. Yeah, the Rebbe asks, why does he add that? It's not the subject matter. The answer it is because the whole thing is that Zokein, so it's not only our ability to learn all of Torah is compromised, but there could be something else. You're all beautiful. That could be missing. Meaning, b'chol Taryag Eivarim, a person is missing that because he just simply cannot learn all Taryag mitzvahs with all of their detail. Al Yedeikim v'limit kol parote Taryag mitzvahs through learning and fulfilling faithfully all Taryag mitzvahs. So the overall beauty is compromised, but more than that, v'hein be'inyan the pasuk goes on to saying you have no blemish, because that's the union of Aveda. It's possible the person does all the mitzvahs and still a Baal Aveda. That's what he said. So that's how you do Sur Mirah. So could be he's missing the Sur Mirah. So therefore, it's not enough just the limud, but he needs atonement. And that's why the Alter Rebbe adds, Yachkika say to Kodshim, to learn Kodshim. Shenikra Chochma, you have both Mailas. Chochma, which is that you're all beautiful because the Nekudas HaChochma has everything. And the Alter Rebbe's advice was to learn Chamisha Chumshei Torah by heart. That's the Nekudas HaChochma. So that you have the mile of Kulech Yofa. Learning Kodshim also brings atonement. You have the mile of Mum Einbach, and the blemishes are fixed, are healed. Again, so the Rebbe having us learn Rambam is part of this. Is Kulech Yofa Mum Einbach, to have the milas of overall beauty and to fix the blemishes, because we're learning in Rambam, we're learning Kodshim, and so on, Taharis. It's interesting. It's not Taharis that brings atonement, but Kodshim, because you have to be ready to sacrifice to achieve Tahara and to achieve atonement. Tahara, somebody else can spritz on you, can dunk you in the mikveh, can spritz on you the meichatos of the paraduma, but kapara, no one can do that for you. Bittul b'metzias hachet. So bittul metzias hachet. So nullifying this actual sin. How they say the kodshim shemechapa v'netzv shel adam. So where does it come from? What's it drawing on? What does say the kodshim draw on that affects this mechaper? And he explained the word kapara means to wipe away clean, not just forgive, but to cleanse. So how could it be cleansed? It's blemished. Because it comes from a place where it's pure, yechida. Mitzad b'chinas ha-yechida, so the kapara comes, this is Yom Kippur. Kapara comes from yechida. Why? Because shom ain't tfisas mokum mitzias ha-klippus. Because the yechida, no sin, can blemish. So when we draw on the yechida, it's the nourishing well water, spring water that completely transforms and cleanses all of the stains and so on the lower conscious levels of the nefesh. Siyum ha-maimer, the end of the Maimer of the Alter Rebbe, Shepirish explains the words v'yareisem elekecha, you shall fear your God. He's talking of Vehodarto Pnei Zokein. As Rashi explains in Pshat that Hashem sees whether you're sincere in your excuse, if it's an excuse or it's not. Akoponim, the Alter Rebbe explains, v'yareisem elekecha shekel b'chenes ha-malchus. Why does he emphasize all of a sudden that it goes on Malchus? Because the Alter Rebbe wants, and the Rebbe is bringing this out, that the Yechida level, which we're talking about, where the Kapara comes from, Yechinas Yechida should be drawn. The Alter Rebbe is saying in the Maimah that it goes on Malchus, because he's giving us the Koiches and bringing it down, that it should be drawn down, B'chol HaKoiches Pnimiyim, in all of our conscious faculties, up to Malchus, all the way down to our behavior and action, the most external level of the Nefesh. So the Maimah is empowering us to bring down the Yechida all the way, the thought, speech, and action.